motherfucking what? It's Black History Month.
Okay, first things first, before I go through the whole video, I just want to say, before you decide to watch this show, if you do decide to watch this show, please make sure you look out for disclaimers, or look out for things that may trigger you, because there is some, like, it discusses everything that could be triggering. It discusses self-harm, sexual assault, it discusses eating disorders, it discusses a lot of things. So if you're like if you're the type of person that can be like watching those sort of things, make sure you do your research before you watch the show. And it's like, it has explicit, semi-explicit sex scenes, so like make sure you look out for any of that stuff that you're not interested in. And yeah, so let's get. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Chelsea, and for today I will be discussing the monstrosity that is Ginny and Georgia. And I'm not discussing this as a Swiftie, because girl, I couldn't care less. Okay, I could not care less about her or what she got to say. I don't care, okay? But I'm just gonna discuss this as someone that viewed it before the whole scandal, and I had my thoughts. Yeah, it was straight shit. Yeah, I'm getting right into it. It was straight shit. Who wrote that? Apparently, I read on Twitter that it was written by 2 white women. You can tell the scene of the toothbrush scene. What the hell was that about? You're women. What? I don't want to get too explicit on here, but ew. The oppression Olympics between the biracials. This is what happens when writers take things that are said on Twitter and then just try to fit it into a scene and hoping that it makes sense, but it makes no sense whatsoever. That's basically freaking the dude that writes Grownish. That's basically what he does, and it just never hits, it never sticks, it never makes any sense, just pure garbage. And that's what these writers did with that scene, with the whole show. It was just trash after trash after trash after trash. And I'm here to say that there were parts that I did enjoy. I enjoy trash TV. Yeah, I enjoy trash TV, and I can say that. Yeah. So I'm gonna break it down and discuss each character, what I liked, what I disliked. It's mostly gonna be what I disliked, because that show was just shit. Y'all see the title. It was just nah. Okay, the first person that I'm gonna discuss is my most hated character on this whole show. She was just badly written. It was just straight shit. Okay, so we're gonna talk about Ginny. She's a spoiled little brat. That's what she is. Her mother sacrificed so much of her life, and then she felt so much entitlement to know what the hell was going on. And so of course, yes, you want to know what's going on, you want to know why your mother is lying, it's understandable. But for her to talk back to her mother like that, to like, sometimes bro, like freaking, did she call her a slut or something? I don't know. She might have did. That's how bad Ginny is. She's such a bad daughter, and it's like, you can blame it on her being like a teenager and all that stuff, but at the same time, I was a teenager. I never did that shit. I don't know if it's because I'm African and black, but you just don't do that type of shit. You don't call your mother a slut. You don't talk back to your mother like that. It was so bad. The first, I don't think her being rude to her mother was the first thing that I disliked, or the biggest thing. The biggest thing that I disliked of her character and how she was written, but I feel like it's just her character and just in general, I just didn't like the biracial tears. I couldn't care less. And the fact that a lot of people are calling her a black woman. Where's the black woman? There was only one black woman in there. There was only 2 black people. 2 black people in this entire show. It was actually, yeah, Jeannie's father, the older and younger one, and Braicia, I think that's how you say her name, Braicia. That's it. So they keep calling her a black woman, and I'm like, where? All I see is a biracial woman, and that's what she is. Let's call it what it is, biracial woman. Because me as a black woman, I did not go through any of her struggles. Through me, oh, I'm too white for the black kids, I'm too black for the white kids. I didn't go through none of that. Because I'm a black woman. She's a biracial woman. Let's call it what it is. And I did not like the fact that she low-key was shitting on black people and on black kids, talking about, yeah, I just never fit in with the black kids, but she never even tried. She never even tried. When did you try? When did you try to hang out with the Negroes? Nah. The only time you would bring up race was when it had some form of issue against you, which I guess, okay, whatever, was against that racist teacher, whatever. But the only time she was trying to hang out with the blackies was when her white friends wouldn't want to hang out with her. It's just like, I noticed this thing where, like, with biracial people, it's when white supremacy or just whiteness no longer serves them or no longer is in favor for them, they start to, like, reject it and try to distance themselves from it and try to gain some proximity to blackness again. Because it's like, when her friends dropped her, all of a sudden, oh, let me go sit with the blackies. Let me go see what they're up to. Let me try to find new friends, the blackies. Maybe I'll fit in better. No, boo. Braicia gave you multiple chances. The first day you stepped into that school, she was like, that's my sister, even though she really, that's my sister, I gotta look out for her. And she hung out with the white kids the whole time. All she wanted to do was be with they're not even popular, to be quite honest. They're just a group of friends. That's it. And if she wanted that type of friendship, she could have done that with the black kids. But nah, she wanted whiteness. And she kept complaining about how her mother always made her move to, like, white suburbia, and just like how she was always around white people. Okay, you had your chance to be around Negroes. You had your chance. You even said how there's only less than 10 black kids in your school. You could have been with them. But you went and hung out with the white kids. Whose problem is that? It's not mine. Stop the tears. Don't come running back to the Negroes. Stop it. Bring it over there. Like, and it's just like, this is a little tangent, but I've noticed, like, the biracial people becoming black people. They'll be like, the blackies, the gorillas, the uglies. They're always trying to, like, call me ugly. It's because I'm, like, a beautiful light skin. I just never understood it. Like, they were always jealous of me. But lo and behold, they never gave us a chance. Lo and behold, they have colorism. They're colorist. Huh? It don't make any sense to us. It don't make any sense to us for you to be mad at us when we're not the system. We're not the white supremacists. We're not white supremacy. That your what's it called? Your non-black half side is participating in. No. Leave us alone. We're not the issue. Your side of the family is. Maybe yourself as well with the colorism. So leave us alone. That was a little quick tangent. Hunter did not deserve her. We all know this. Like, we were all seeing it. Like, he didn't deserve her. When she got mad that he won, it was just like, first of all, you didn't do what needed to be done. Why are you mad? And you try to blame racism. I mean, shit, I would blame, you can blame anything on racism and it's gonna stick. But at the same time, you just didn't stick to the coursework. So whose issue is that? And then they had that little, what can I call it? Can I call it a diaspora war? Because it was between the mixies. It was between the half-breeds. So, like, can I call it a diaspora war between the biracials? I don't know. I think I could call it that. Bringing up the comment of the half-breed, that shit was the funniest thing to me. It was the funniest thing to me. And she like, let me stop before they come out here talking about I'm being colorist towards against biracial people. I'm just not. It was a funny comment. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at me. It was just funny. That's it. Like, no hard feelings. And I just found it funny how all of a sudden she wanted to like straighten her hair and do all of that stuff, which is so funny to me because her hair is acceptable. Her hair is acceptable within society. Like, her hair isn't 4C. Her hair isn't type 4 hair. Why did she have to be all dramatic, do all the theatrics of straightening her hair when her hair is acceptable within society? She just wanted to have a little what was me moment. It was just like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I really couldn't care. It looked silly. It looked ridiculous. I don't care. It was just, I hated that. Low-key, I hated this show, but I still kind of enjoyed it is pushing it. Enjoyed it is pushing it, but I have more hatred than likeness. I'm over Jenny. I don't care. Worst character in the whole show. Next character is Georgia, her mother. She was alright. She had the acting. She had the Jenny. You could tell she's a young actor, which hopefully there's room for improvement. Yeah. For Georgia, her acting wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And I feel like they wrote her better than all of the other characters. I feel like she had more substance. She had more je ne sais quoi to her. And I like that. Horrible mother though. Like, literally did not care for her child. For her, I mean, she does care for her children. But she was just, she's more thinking of the future of her children than she is of the moment of her children. And like, the little kid is suffering while she's like thinking of the future of their well-being, if you know what I mean. Like, I was low-key, did I root for Georgia and Jeannie's father? Not really. Not really. Like, her parenting style can be questionable at times. But sometimes it's really not, because it's just like, I guess she's a millennial, right? I guess is what they do. They let their kids, you know, roam free, do their own thing, which isn't bad. But sometimes when, like, I don't know, you can be friends with your children still being like a parent, but for her, she just couldn't find the grounds at times, and it was just like, do better. Yeah, do better. I really don't have much to say about her. It's just like, why did you, it's understandable for her to lie. Yes, she really didn't owe much to her kids. She didn't have to like tell them what had happened. It was just like none of their business. Like, Jeannie was just, mind your business. You're a child. You didn't need to know that at that moment. Like, relax. Yeah. And then she had to go and mail those letters to Austin's father. It's just like, what if he's a bad guy? What if he's trying to kill y'all? What if something's wrong? Like, this is why you mind your business, or communicate with your mother without going around sneaking around and all that shit. Like, now y'all are in danger for what? It just looks silly. Ugly. The next person I'll discuss is Austin. Cute child. The mother is clearly not, you know, taking care of him. Like, go bring him to a psychiatrist, therapist, have him checked out, because it's just like him having that misplaced anger. Like, where is it coming from? Like, he needs to discuss all of this, and he's still a child. Like, take care of your child, ma'am. Like, he needs some help. Not you just pushing him aside and being like, he's fine. He's not. Who goes and stabs a kid in the hand? It's giving me psychotic behavior. Let's check that out. Yeah. The next person I'll discuss is Marcus. It's just like, he tried the whole, I hate when writers don't write good, like, bad boys. It's just, it looks weak. It looks weak. Like, 14-year-olds on Wattpad write better bad boys than this bullshit. Can y'all at least, I know y'all still things from Wattpad. Steal the writing. Steal the writers. Have them work for you. Yeah. Because y'all writing on Bad Boys is just garbage. It's horrible. It's ugly. It's no flavor. He was giving me no flavor. It was giving me cringe. Yeah. It was giving me cringe. The whole thing with him trying to do his facial structures and him trying to like be like sad or just like mysterious and all that shit was just ugly. It was pure ugliness. It was not giving what it was supposed to give, and I was not amused. I was more so cringing. There were so many times during this show I had to like pause. You know how you pause when you're cringing just so like your emotions can come? Yeah, that's what I was doing with him. That's what I was doing throughout this whole show. It was just like the secondhand embarrassment was too much during the show. I was embarrassed 90% of the time, but I kept watching because, you know, trash TV I like. But Marcus, like, I didn't really like the whole Ginny. I mean, did I not like it? I was rooting for it at the end. No, I was not. A little, yeah. It's conflicting. It's conflicting because it's like, you know, it's the type of relationship where it's like they're not supposed to do it, so like you're more inclined to like kind of root for them. I was rooting for it, but I wasn't rooting for it. I was rooting for Hunter, but at the same time I really wasn't, because it was giving me boring. It was a snooze fest. It was boring. But the whole will they, won't they thing with Ginny and Marcus was basically just his storyline. They really didn't give us much more to that. It was just it was cringy, especially the toothbrush scene, like before the toothbrush scene. It was not it. It was not it. No, I did not enjoy that. His friends dying, I guess they threw him a bone and had to give him something more to his character than just being Jeannie's side piece. That's tragic. I really can't say much more to it. Like, they should have written a much better bad boy, mysterious type of boy better, because he was not giving at all. Maxine, oh Lord have mercy. Maxine, she kept saying hundo. What is that about? What is that about? Why y'all got white women saying hundo? It's not it. It's ugly. Like, they literally had her saying Lydia Bennett is hundo a feminist. That's an AAVE fail. Yeah, that's an AAVE fail. Cause who says that? Who says that? Nobody black says that. Definitely the non-blacks. And that's ugly. That's ugly. You're messing up AAVE. Like, it's weird. Don't say that. Don't do that. Don't even use it. It's not yours to use. Don't. It was so cringe. Her character was just so cringe, and she was just. Is overzealous the right word? Let me look. I don't know if overzealous is the right word, but she was just too much. She was doing too much all the time. She was just doing too much all the time, and I guess that's what 15-year-old girls do. Yeah, it's what a 15-year-old girls do, especially if they're like, if they like somebody, and that's what she did. And it's explainable. It's explainable. I really can't give her too much shit about that. But it was just like the mispronunciation, the misuse of AVE was not it. She wasn't bad. She wasn't like a bad friend. I mean, she was kind of a bad friend to her other friend when none of them noticed that she was going through shit. And they were kind of bad. Like, her catching Ginny and Marcus like being a thing or whatever, it was just like, it's understandable, because it's like, why would I want my best friend dating my sibling? That's weird, especially my twin. That's gross, because it's like, that's my sibling, you're my friend, what do y'all got to? No, so it's understandable why she would be mad, and I don't really fault her for it. I don't really care though about GD. You did what you did. Yeah, Ginny just pissed me off. Yeah. Next, we're gonna talk about Joe, just like quickly. He's the guy that owns the restaurant. First of all, unpaid labor. What a weirdo. What a weirdo. Like, he hires college kids and he doesn't pay them. I think that's what Georgia said, right? he doesn't pay them, and he uses that's slave labor. That's slave labor. Horrible. Disgusting human behavior. Aside from that, we're just gonna shut our eyes to that for a minute. Low-key rooting for Georgia and him. Yeah. Yep. I was low-key rooting for Georgia and Joe. Like, when the last scene, I was like, why? You should have said what you needed to say, boo. Like, let it be known, because it's just like, but at the same time, it's a little weird how he was holding out that torch for like, what, 15? Around 15-20 years. Like, you should have let that go. It's a little weird. It's a little odd, but at the same time, I'm still rooting for it. So hopefully something happens season 2. I'm still tuning in season 2, by the way. I am. I don't know if I should discuss Hunter. He was just like the supporting boyfriend. At times it was cringy. Oh my goodness. Like, I was thinking to myself how he would do like those public display of affections, how he made that song, how he did that tap dancing thing. I was just like, would I like that when somebody did that for me? I was like, 50-50. It was a little cringe, but at the same time it was a little cute. You know, they're still kids. Like, let kids be kids. Like, let them enjoy things. So like, at the same time, I was like, he's not bad. He's like a good boy. He's like the boy next door type of thing. Okay, let's talk about Abby. Ma'am, the fact that both of her parents are therapists and haven't noticed her behavior is just like, are y'all really therapists? Because it's weird. But at the same time, it's understandable because they're going through like marital issues, so like they wouldn't really notice what's going on with her. But as therapists, you should know that when you're going through that stuff, that you should be checking in on your kids, and they really didn't do that. So that's very shitty. And her friends not noticing, also shitty. Like, y'all could have been there for her. And I really didn't like how she kept being like snarky and mean to like Jeannie, although I really don't really like Jeannie like that. But at the same time, it's understandable, because when you're going through like hard shit, you like try to take it on other people. Sometimes it would come off as racist though. Yeah, sometimes it would come off as racist. I'm looking at my elephant picture and it kind of looks like a wolf. I don't know why I just said that, but yeah, sometimes some of her comments, what she was doing, it would come off as racist, and I really didn't like that. It was ugly. You're ugly. Don't do that. Nora, the other sidekick, she was whatever. But yeah, there is nothing much to say about Nora. She was just like the sidekick. She was okay, let's talk about the plot. The plot was just straight shit. Like the title says, just cringe. It was so cringe. It really didn't bring any discussions. You know how like shows and movie and just art it's supposed to, you know, bring out questions. It's supposed to bring out discussions that we as the masses can discuss. It did none of that sort. All we did was make fun of it on Twitter because of how cringy it was. Yeah. It was just bad. And then, as you know, like, Netflix loves publicity, whether it's good or bad, especially the bad kind. Now that the Swifties and Taylor Swift hate it, you already know they're getting a season 2. You already know they're getting a season 2. And I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there to watch it, because I love trash TV. Like, the plots where I think I already discussed the toothbrush. It was disgusting. Y'all should not have put that in there. It was just like, or if you were gonna put that in there, make sure to be accurate. The sex scene in the first episode, it was just not it just didn't even make any sense, because they didn't even establish. I guess it was consensual, but it just didn't seem right. It seemed like it was something they were trying to like wrap it up before the show even begun, and it was just bad. Very, very bad. The discussion on race was so bad. The discussion on race was literally horrendous. The the only person that was black, I think I've already said this, the only person that was black was the father and Braicia. I would have loved to see more of Braicia. She's a beautiful gal. And honestly, to be quite honest with you, I could have dealt with the whole cast being killed off and just having Braicia and her friend group, and I would have been fine with it. To be quite honest with you. Yeah, a show about Braicia and her friends. Yep, sign me up. Yeah. Like, they really had Braicia, my girl Braicia. I hope I'm saying her name right, because I don't really know. I've only seen her in 3 scenes. Yeah, throughout the whole 10-hour show, 3 scenes. And it was just like, they had her be Ginny's emotional friend, support friend. It was just like, that's gross. That's another trope that dark-skinned black women gotta go through. That was ugly. Like, y'all try to be woke with the whole race talk, race discussion, all that bullshit, but couldn't even see the call coming from inside your house. It was just ugly. It was so ugly. Like, y'all really tried. Y'all could really see who wrote this shit, and it wasn't for black women by black women, or for black people by black people. No, like, they really had my girl Braicia out here being the girl that's like, no, come on now, to a biracial woman about race. Like, Braicia couldn't even be her own person without race being the main discussion of her being in any scenes. And it was ugly. Like, and they, like, there are some parts where they try to make her into the mean black girl, especially the mean dark-skinned black girl, and it was ugly. We could see right through your bullshit. Like, when they were trying to make her seem like she was hating on Jeannie, girl, we couldn't care less. To be quite honest with you, I don't know why they try to make her do all of that, because, like, if biracial people want to hang out with white people, that's their thing. They are half white, or they're half whatever other race. It's your prerogative. Go ahead and hang out. Black people are not gonna stop you. But if we see you doing some slick shit, talking shit about black people in order to appease your white friends or white whoever or non-blacks, we're gonna call you out, because that's ugly, because that's anti-blackness. But at the same time, still try to claim blackness when you deem it as, when you see fit. And it was ugly. I really wish we could have seen my girl Braicia and more shit. I just didn't understand why, like, a senior would be dating a sophomore. Like, they try to do that multiple times with, like, Marcus and somebody else, and, like, Maxine and the girl, and it was just like, it doesn't, I don't like that. It's like, it's weird. It gives a bit predatory, because although they're not freshmen, they're sophomores. It's still weird, because, like, those seniors are about to leave. What is there to relate? A junior and a senior, okay, it's understandable. A senior and a sophomore, just no. It's ugly. It's weird. It's a bit predatory. There is no, like, compatibility. There is no understanding of each other. Like, it just doesn't make sense, and I didn't like that. And when Maxine got broken up with, I saw it coming, because it's like, she's going to college, you're still in high school, like, and you thought you were gonna date her when you were in junior year. Like, no, can we not do that anymore? Okay, last thing about the plot and just Netflix and just Hollywood in general is, like, we're tired of sex scenes coming from teenagers. Yeah, if you're gonna write sex scenes, do it when they're adults. Yeah, it's ugly, it's cringy. We know who you're trying to palette it towards, and it's weird pedos, because, like, and I'm so tired of them making it seem like all high school kids just want to have sex, do drugs. Yeah, and that's it. And that's all that we are. Just rebellious, drug-doing, sex-having kids. And it's just like, it's ugly. It's not what we do. It's not who we are. It's not our whole persona. Like, we have more to that. And it was just ugly. And it's just, like, unnecessary, especially in the first scene, for it to be for it to be the first thing that happens in the first episode. It was just like, y'all couldn't make it more gradual, at least halfway through the show. Episode 5 would have been alright. We don't really need it, but it would have been alright. Like, let's stop with the sex scenes. It's gross. Yeah. Okay, so I'm editing this and I noticed that I forgot to like mention something. I noticed that they use like some people from Degrassi, and I just found it funny and odd. And then I was like, why are they talking about how this is set in Boston, but these people are clearly from Canada? And then I noticed that it was set in Toronto, and I was like, duh, makes sense. But yeah, I guess Frankie finally learned how to, you know, do ASL. Yeah, so good for her. And it was interesting and a bit odd, but yeah, it's not that important, but I just wanted to like point it out. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment down below your other takes on this show, what you thought of it, what you thought of my video. Give me any show recommendation, video recommendation as you do. And make sure you subscribe if you have not, because it will mean so much to me. And I'll see you guys next time, hopefully. Bye.